Please join me in the invocation for Founders Day. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, as we gather to celebrate the founding of Olivet College, let us do so with grateful hearts, with hope for a bright future, and with renewed dedication to service. Let us embody the Olivet Compact and be servant leaders who take our responsibilities seriously. Let these not be just empty words, but life-giving actions. Let us lift up the fallen, embrace those who are different from us, and care for the earth, our fragile island home. May we always strive for justice and peace among all people, respect the dignity of every human being, and love our neighbors as ourselves. For as Dr. King reminds us, hatred paralyzes life, love releases it. Hatred confuses life, love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life, love illuminates it. On this Founders Day, we give thanks for our forebearers, those men and women who against all odds answered the calling to something greater than themselves. Those brave people were inspired by learning and the divine art and science of doing good to others. May we, following their example, create a world that values service to others over selfishness, a world that values truth over lies and deceit, and a world that values love over hatred. May Olivet College, its staff, faculty, and students continue its mission to be a beacon of service, intellectual pursuit, and compassion to all people.
Welcome to the Hosford History Center and Lawrence Archive as we recognize and celebrate the founding of this great college. Olivet College isn't the grounds and buildings we occupy, it's the relationships and learning community we create and sustain over time. We build this community through affinity for one another and our common cause. We build our common story through shared experiences, both lived and told over time. Together, they create the unique saga of Olivet College. As you may know, Olivet College wasn't officially chartered until 1859, although Father Shippard and the founding group arrived to found a college in February 1844. The delay was largely caused by the state of Michigan and its leading legislators when they objected to the college's insistence that women and people of color be admitted on a co-equal basis with white men. The college and our founders did the difficult thing and stood up for our values in the face of obstacles, and eventually secured our charter as a college. To emphasize just how unique and bold this was, here's a few additional historical facts. Olivet College admitted students of color on an equal basis with white students 19 years prior to the Emancipation Proclamation. At a time when almost 60,000 African Americans were held in slavery, Olivet College stood up for equity and what was right. Olivet College was the second college in the nation and the first by charter to admit women to a 4-year degree program. No other college in Michigan admitted women until 36 years after Olivet's founding. After its founding, Olivet College was also unique in that it not only admitted women, but that it educated women in the same curriculum and classrooms with men. One of the first truly coeducational learning environments when other colleges had women's programs that were separate. The first commencement address at Olivet College in 1845 was on the subject of the Underground Railroad. At a time when many who believed in emancipation were afraid to speak out, Olivet College stood up and did so boldly and clearly. Hiram Archer, who attended Olivet College from 1889 to 1905, was one of the first African-American intercollegiate student athletes in the nation when he played varsity baseball for Olivet College. By comparison, Michigan State University athletics didn't integrate until 1913. And in 1934, the University of Michigan was still benching black athletes when they played teams from the South who refused to play them if they didn't. The University of Alabama refused to play an integrated team until 1959 and didn't integrate themselves until 1971, 82 years after Hiram Archer played at Olivet College. Despite its strong Christian background, early on the college understood the need to admit students from different cultures and religions. As early as the 1870s, a Hindu student from India was admitted to Olivet College, and he was financially supported by the Olivet Congregational Church. Those are but a few of the notable historical tidbits in the rich history that shapes who we are today. So today, in 2021, you can see that Olivet College has been very intentionally founded on certain principles that have guided us over these many years, and which continue on today with equal power. Our great college stood up for diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice time and again, playing a key role in the development and educational history of our state, region, nation, and its people. Consistent with our history, we continue a commitment to a relationship-based educational experience where faculty and students draw upon the context of this intimate community to very intentionally create and optimize the living and learning experience. We continue to define Olivet College by who we include and not who we exclude in a bold and brave way, running against and rejecting the notions of prejudice, elitism, and prestige, which has permeated higher education and much of society since the earliest years. And finally, we remain committed to education that transcends something more than oneself. In the early days, this was driven by a Christian faith commitment in the congregational tradition, and today is encapsulated by our motto of education for individual and social responsibility, where we acknowledge that with success comes responsibility, both to oneself and to the greater community. As we gather on this Founders Day to honor and connect to our past, we also work to create a strong, thriving, and sustaining future for this great college. We recognize that this mission, this type of educational experience, cannot be left to others. We must continue to stand up for our values and a better, more just society. This is why we're here. This is why we strive to ensure that Olivet College thrives and endures long into the future. Thank you for joining this effort. God bless you, and God bless Olivet College.
Hello, I'm Maria Davis, Provost at Olivet College. Welcome to our 2021 Founders Day virtual celebration. Our theme this year is OC Stands Up. Did you notice my button? I'm wearing it proudly as a member of the Olivet College community that stands up for others. I love that at Olivet College we stand up for an education for all, no matter who you are, where you come from, or where you are on life's journey. You're welcome here. I love that we stand up and say, you matter, you are important, you deserve a voice and a seat at the table, regardless of whatever label someone else may choose to put on you. I love that we stand up for fairness and safety, for honesty and integrity, for compassion and kindness. And most of all, I love that we stand up for each other, that as members of this college community, we pledge to take responsibility for ourselves and for others in an increasingly diverse world. This isn't always an easy task to do, and in these difficult times, it's more important than ever. I hope you'll join me in wearing an OC Stands Up button. You can get one in student engagement office from your RA or other locations around campus. I encourage you to get yours and show your OC pride as you stand up for others too. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's Founders Day celebration alumni speaker, Dr. Craig Bailey. I first met Craig over 25 years ago in the fall of 1995 when he was a student in my 8 a.m. biology class. It was his freshman year and my second year on the faculty. I knew that he was from California, that he was a high school football star, that he liked to wear his cap backwards, and sometimes he liked to put his head down on the desk. It was an 8 a.m. class, after all. But I also learned that he was very, very bright and intensely curious. I challenged him with tough concepts, and he asked bold questions in return. He engaged in heavy conversations, some that might even be called debates, with his fellow students and me. Craig went on to take other classes at Olivet. He faced other challenges and grew in his knowledge and in his abilities. He became more focused, more committed to his studies. He began to take himself more seriously, so others began to take him more seriously too. Olivet College stood up for Craig, and Craig learned to stand up for himself and for others. He committed himself to a rigorous career in medicine. He earned his MD degree from Wayne State University and became one of the youngest primary care physicians in Detroit to own his own medical group. He served as the people of Detroit as a physician for many years with great compassion, care, and commitment. His path has since led him back to California, but Craig's passion for serving and standing up for others continues in medicine and out. He recently joined the Olivet College Board of Trustees, and last fall he became our first ever alumnus champion and spokesperson for the Hiram Archer Student Success Academy at Olivet College, helping to ensure that other students are assured of the encouragement and support that he received as a student here. But I'll leave that to Craig to tell you the story of how Olivet College impacted him and his life's work. Now, will you please join me in welcoming Olivet College 2001 alumnus and my dear friend, Dr. Craig Bailey.
Hello, I'm Dr. Craig Bailey, and I am an alumni of Olivet College. And I want to thank Olivet College for standing up to its continued commitment to humanity. I think this year's theme of Olivet College Stands Up is appropriate given the times that we're going through right now. And I was asked a few questions, primarily how did my experience at Olivet College influence me to stand up for other people? And when I thought about that question, I realized that Olivet College was a place where people care, everywhere I went, everyone cared about me. From the admissions office to the individuals in the cafeteria, everybody in the sports program. Everyone knows my connection to the biology department, Maria Davis, Leah Knapp, and the countless amount of people at this institution who actually cared about me. I felt that Olivet College cared about Craig. I didn't feel like just some lost kid that was there by himself. Everywhere I looked, every person that I ran into, they cared, and when you're in an environment with people who care about you, that love is infectious. And so it influences you to also continue to be a caring person. I've always been a caring person, but to be surrounded by so much love and support is life-changing. It allows you to grow into a more complete and solid human being. I never forget our motto and our commitment to individual and social responsibility. That statement alone tells you that it's not just about you. And not only is it not just about you, but you have the power and you are powerful enough to care for others. Your social responsibility to other people. And how do I feel Olivet College standing up for me? Olivet College saved my life. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for the people who cared enough about me to say, we love you, we forgive you, and we want you back. We believe in you. And I'm eternally grateful for the role that Olivet College has placed in my life. I believe that God dwells in this institution. I know that love dwells in this institution. And it's reflected by the people who gravitate towards it and the people who care about us. And when you are developed as a human being while being a student at Olivet College, your character begins to grow. And I thank Olivet College for the opportunity to become that person who cares about other people. I continue my commitment as a physician to serve the underserved, the inner city, the people who don't understand, the people who don't normally have a voice, the people that others take for granted, that are marginalized. I can't let those people go. I cannot just prosper without trying to be socially responsible to them, you know. And Olivet College gives me the courage to stand on those morals and those values, because I'm not the only one who feels that way. There's an entire institution built on caring about other people. And it allows me to be a champion for those who don't have a voice. And I see other students coming in here, and other faculty and staff and all the people at this institution become champions for people who don't have a voice. Olivet College is a light. The people here are light, and we will shine continuously through. Right now, some may see these times as being very dark. However, there's a blessing in the changes that are happening now. And so again, I want to thank Olivet College for standing up to its continued commitment to humanity. I'm Dr. Craig Bailey, and thank you again.
Happy Founders Day. I'm the Reverend Mike Fales. I'm a 1975 graduate of Olivet College, and it's my honor today to talk to you a little bit about service learning and honor some of our founders and two of our current students for this special occasion. John Shippard created the vision that is Olivet College, but unfortunately he died after only 6 months of being here on this hill. And so his vision was left to a couple of 20-year-olds who were expected to come from Oberlin College as recent graduates and continue the work that he began. Two of those people, Ormel and Abby Hosford, came here in the fall of 1844, and Ormel Hosford would go on to become our first professor, teaching classes by candlelight in the college square in a log cabin in December of 1844. And Abby Hosford would become one of the first women to head the women's department here at the college at a time when Olivet College was the only college in Michigan to admit women to a 4-year degree program. Together, they helped turn Father Shippard's dream into a reality. And it's my honor to bring two students to your attention who exemplify the dreams of Shippard and the early founders of the college, who said that we wish to instill in our students the divine art and science of doing good to others, which has been the motto of the service learning program in recent years here at Olivet College. Those two students are Alexis Hanchett and Jamal Al-Uqda. Jamal and Alexis are both students who have been exemplary participants in the service learning program here at Olivet College. It just happens that they were with us on our most recent trip, which was spring break of last year when we were doing disaster relief work in northern Florida, when we got word that all the schools in Michigan had to go to online learning due to COVID. I'm sorry to say we've not been doing any service projects this year, but we are hard at work already planning for next year and looking forward to a time when all of our students can be back involved in that program. I want to give special thanks to both Alexis and to Jamal for their fine work in service learning. Congratulations to you both. We are very proud.
Hello, my name is Nina Butts. I'm a junior here at Olivet College, and my major is media production and communication. I'm also a member of the Alpha Lambda Epsilon Society, and I am the current editor of The Echo. If I were to describe Olivet College in one word, it would be opportunity. Not only is it the opportunity of a lifetime to attend Olivet College, but the opportunities presented here are beyond any other experience. The opportunities presented here feel so personal, as if they were created with a specific person in mind. Olivet College takes pride in its history of opportunity. It would barely exist due to the audacity our founders had to make Olivet College an institution of equal opportunity for women and people of color, and to make an education affordable for all. I say audacity because our founders made the bold and controversial choice to build an institution where, from day one, women and people of color could attend class with white men. I find it historic and inspiring that the first graduating class of Olivet College were 3 women in 1863, Mary Barber, Sarah Benedict, and Sophia Keyes. Since then, Olivet has continued to give equal opportunities to all people. It presents opportunities not only in furthering one's education, but also in allowing one to grow as a person. The clubs and organizations on campus reach out to every student to provide for them something that they might not have found somewhere else. Olivet College provides these opportunities to grow, to change, to heal, and to inspire. These opportunities are presented for students to express their values and beliefs, and to express themselves in return. Olivet College stands up for these opportunities, and stands up for these opportunities to remain unbiased. Olivet College did not let me forget myself. It did not let me forget the accomplishments that I'd made in the past, nor did it let me forget the goals I set for myself in the future. It continues to present to me opportunities and to achieve and excel in my studies, and to grow as a person. At times when I feel that I would rather ignore the achievements I've made or the goals that I've set, Olivet College stands up for me and reassures me that there is no accomplishment too small or goal too great, as long as the opportunity to reach it is there without judgment.
Olivet College was founded on principles that allowed the people here to stand up for those who couldn't stand up for themselves, and for those who wanted to stand up for others, but maybe didn't know how. The founders of Olivet College wrote that we wish simply to do good to our students by placing in their hands the means of intellectual, moral, and spiritual improvement, and to teach them the divine art and science of doing good to others. Olivet College continues to do these things today. I am a junior here, and I can truly attest that the college provides the necessary tools and experiences for students, faculty, and the whole community to stand up for gender equality, to stand up for education, to stand up for women, and to stand up for those who haven't yet been able to stand up for themselves. I've spent long weekends and spring break trips standing up for those who needed a helping hand. Olivet service trip experiences have allowed me to make a positive impact all over the United States, to leave an imprint of what Olivet College means by working for good in the world and standing up for those who need a little help. I am an Olivet College difference maker. I am a female, and I am a leader. I will continue to stand up and stand with those who can't stand for themselves, and for those who want to stand up with me and stand up for others.
Hello, my name is Andrene Johnson. I am a senior and English major attending Olivet College. There are so many ways that I've seen Olivet College stand up for multiple communities and show their support. I've seen Olivet College stand up by allowing people from different backgrounds with different beliefs to express themselves. The Black Student Union is a group that promotes social and cultural awareness for people of color, but any and everyone who isn't a person of color are welcome to join, and I am proud to say that some have. The LGBT community were able to express themselves with drag shows attended by 2 professional drag queens, and student participants were judged and awarded based on their performances. A friend of mine told me moments like those are important because it spreads awareness of discrimination against the LGBT community and reveals to everyone that LGBT students at Olivet are safe and accepted. The type of person that I am, I distance myself from attention, which causes me to not speak up or act on things that matter to me. But I know for a fact and experience that I can find someone in the Olivet community who I can talk to and they can take action, therefore giving me the confidence to take action myself, because I know that I'm not alone. You don't have to stand alone. There is guaranteed someone in the Olivet community who will gladly take a stand with you.
Good evening, Comets. I'm Chase Hath, a sophomore majoring in English. On this day, we look back and appreciate the values that Olivet College drives into its students, day in and day out. These values shape the very core of what it means to be a Comet. From our first visit, it is made apparent to every potential student that Olivet is open-minded, accepting, and constantly working towards making progressive values more common. Coming from a small town where being open-minded is looked at as weird, my decision to come to Olivet is something that I will never regret. The required course, Self and Community, is something that opened up my worldview immensely. This course covers so many different controversies in the span of a semester that the energy within the classroom is far more passionate than most. I will never forget those class discussions when we talked about the injustices present within our society. Those injustices are harder to see in my hometown, as there is so much less diversity. Having those issues put directly in front of me, with people who had witnessed or been a part of said problem, my eyes were opened. It wasn't, oh, those things happen every now and again, anymore. It was right in front of me. Learning about how oppression occurs within today's society is something that people in my hometown just don't do. People there don't understand other walks of life, but Olivet does. By making us have those in-class discussions about the problems people face every day, Olivet immediately introduces the idea of speaking out about our issues, both politically and emotionally. The college's progressive nature is not just contained to one class, not in the slightest. The Black Student Union is living proof that Olivet is willing to stand up for what is right. By recognizing the fact that the unheard need to be heard within today's society, we reflect on our founders' true goal. Giving the people that are often hurt the most within today's society is the ability to talk about their issues in a safe outlet is necessary towards creating a better world. Olivet provides that chance, and has never been shy about promoting it. The BSU's Black Lives Matter March showed just how open Olivet encourages its students to be. The march highlighted the fact that the students of Olivet won't be afraid to speak their minds in times of great injustice, no matter the way of expression. The continual reminder that our college strives for justice drives home to students the impact that standing up can have on the world. While some colleges teach about speaking out, we are encouraged to actively stand up for our beliefs and to not accept inequality. Standing up for what is right is always necessary in this world, but the need for it has grown exponentially in these past few years. Whether it be through discussions or through an organized group, Olivet constantly stands up for what it believes in. By doing this, it is shown to everyone that living in an unjust society is never okay, and that the change starts with us. Thank you, Olivet College, and keep standing up.
Comets. May the grace of God, the love of God, and the peace of God be with you. May God give you the strength to stand up for love, equality, and justice. May you continue to light the lamp of learning and let your light shine bright, for now and forevermore.
I stand up for equality and for love because everybody deserves happiness.
I stand up for freedom of speech.
I stand up with Sigma Beta and anti-hazing.
I stand up for people who may not necessarily be able to stand up for themselves, especially when they might be disabled or oppressed.
I stand up for people's rights and people's love and just being awesome.
I stand up for Black Student Union.
I stand up for women.
I stand up for equal rights.
I stand up for human rights.
I stand up for elite and Greek life, worked hard this past semester.
I stand up for football.
We stand up for Olivet College football.
I stand up for Olivet College wrestling.
We stand up for COVID prevention,
Black Lives Matter,
and football.
I stand up for student athletes.
And I stand up for Greek societies.
I stand up for equal access for those with service dogs.
I stand up for student athletes.
I stand up for the women's soccer team.
I stand up for social justice.
I stand up for Olivet cheer team.
We stand up for volleyball.
Oh yeah, I stand up for Black Lives Matter.
We stand up for marching band.
I stand up for our veterans.
I stand up for the Band of Brothers.
We stand up for environmental sustainability and for the protection and right to live of other species, including humans.